Exactly.
Oh.
And we're live. Dun dun dun. Welcome once again to Beyond the Veil of Twilight. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
So we apologize for missing a week there, but we are back in full force and full swing. Would anyone care to bring our 10 million viewers up to speed? That is an approximate number, by the way.
Fair.
So, where we left off, we were in Astrazalia. We were able to speak to Lady Chandria, who was very cooperative and very helpful. Finally, get some actual help around here, who offered her resources, services, anything we needed. We were able to go down and get some very nice weapons made. We tried to query the Wizards College for information, like scouring its great library, but that didn't turn up a whole lot. And no one was particularly helpful then, but then the city got attacked by Fomorians. So we knew that we needed to GTFO out of there. So while we were looking for an escape route, we came across Lady Chandria, who saved us just in the nick of time because there was a Fomorian ready to attack us whenever we hopped on the boat. So she sent us into a tower that contained a portal, and we ended up in Tirnanog, which is where we left off.
Excellent. Very well.
And long rested.
Very, very well done. So, everyone's rested. We're in Tirnanog. I believe you guys went into one of the burial cairns, if I remember correctly, to get out of the sun.
Yeah.
Got your long rest in undisturbed, and I believe the agreement was you wanted to search out. Was that openly discussed? Searching out Oma?
Yes, that was going to be our plan after we rested.
All right, so the plan was to search out the god Oma, god of knowledge, in hopes of getting more information. So,
Yeah.
how does one go about finding a deity?
We meditate
Dude.
and we ask the universe, where might this deity be found?
That's fair. I think everyone's starting to trust you on your spore-born meditations. So everyone is rested. Is anyone doing anything else? I know a couple of you are a little sun sensitive, and you do have a
Yeah.
I
slight
have a
bit
somewhat
more.
relevant question.
What's up?
Last time, we were in the inn. There was like a thing that if we rested at the same time as, it's not Jeff, it's not Relic.
If you're
it's,
resting with the speaker,
Dinko?
The
Yeah.
speaker.
you
Does
will
that
get
count
some
this?
meld bonus.
As long as
During our long rest, we were within a close enough proximity.
yeah, yeah. No, we'll let the meld bonus go with. I believe we did agree with that, so yeah, no, that's fair.
Can I ask what that
So-
is?
It is this.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay, thanks.
Magellin. Okay. Ooh.
That's pretty handy, actually.
Isn't it?
Dang. Yep, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you each get one of those. I slept next to shrooms. I am inspired. That's fair. That is incredibly fair. So I believe Kyler actually had a really good religion check last session concerning Oma. Was that correct? A large 20 number?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. It was good.
So with that, you would actually know where to look for Oma, at least
Yeah.
to some degree. The House of Knowledge would be most likely where he would reside. If you still want to go that route. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna wait to see what everybody else is doing.
Okay.
Well, does anyone have any idea how we're going to get to Oma?
Do I know where this house is?
Yes and no. You know it's not a house. It's a big open air, like wilderness type area, just filled with clear blue pools and ancient oaks.
I mean, Relic's not keen on going outside right now. However, it's sounding like a minor inconvenience. He won't burn or anything, but yeah, he'll go with the flow. If everyone wants to leave now, he's like, yeah, okay.
Okay. And, some of you, I believe most of you still had some form of protection, or not.
It'll get us a little bit closer to our journey and trying to find out where the heart of the Feywild is. If we're going to query anyone, a deity of knowledge would be a good person to ask.
Yeah.
It's fair logic.
Makes sense to me.
So how do we even begin to find this place?
I'm just picturing you guys standing in this cairn kicking rocks, trying to figure out what to do next quietly. I am Jeff.
Dude. I don't know. This is a dumb idea.
Yeah. Let's go.
Good idea. It's
What
better
if
than no
we
idea.
could maybe project our consciousness to a different plane where the library might exist?
What?
Well, it should be on this plane where we're at right now, is the thing.
Oh, is it here? Okay, that's even
It is
easier.
here. Yes.
Can somebody
Do I
ask
know-
like a bird or something?
Do I know like a general direction of where it is at all?
No, you're not that familiar with Tiernan.
Okay. So I just know what, not where.
This, as a quote-unquote human druid, this is very likely your afterlife. This is where your spirit is intended to go when you die. So, you're navigating heaven, basically.
Okay. In the more detailed explanation of this area, I think my notes have that motion is thought based. Is direction thought based too, or just
In Tiernan,
this might be a different realm?
yeah,
It's an astral plane thing.
you're thinking
This
of,
is before we left the portal.
yeah.
Astral and
I mean-
material.
I should label that.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. This is more, it'd be just pretty much like standard physical travel, probably even more so than the Feywild.
Okay, labels.
How big is Tiernanog? Anyone know?
It's infinite. And
Oh, that sucks.
at the same time, not.
Dude, it's the TARDIS.
It's one of those things, weird things you run into with the inner and outer planes.
Is Tiernanog like... Okay, out of character question. Is Tiernanog like, a demi-plane, or is it like an actual, like, part of the physical topography of the Outlands?
It's part of the topography of the Outlands. Technically.
Mm.
I mean, if you were to just meander through it, right, you would
Yeah.
you would come across villages and settlements and hills and lakes and rivers and animals and all kinds of things. And you would occasionally see petitioners meandering around in the forms of both their humanoid as well as animal forms. If you're not actively existing here, it's probably a good idea not to kill things.
Wasn't planning on it anyways.
You know what I mean? You don't want to go shooting rabbits for food because
Yep.
it's not only is it probably not going to die, it's the spirit of somebody.
So if this is Druid Heaven, can we like ask a local for directions maybe?
If you can find one. You got to get out of the cairn to do that, though.
How bright is it outside?
It's morning.
Oh damn.
There's a
never
good
mind,
deal
somebody else
of
look.
there's a good deal of tree canopy that you could keep to shadows and travel for a good while.
As long as it's kind of at least dappled shade. Stay out of any potential direct sunlight, but I'm gonna we'll step out of the cairn and take a look around, maybe see if we can find a local.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start looking around, dude.
All right.
I'll look around too, yeah.
Well, let's start with some perception checks.
Get into some sunlight.
Let's see what there is
Here
to
we
see.
go.
Okay.
It's not a problem at all. Let's just see.
Good.
Well, let me go up to my skills. Let me choose disadvantage.
Pressure's off, dude.
Okay.
Perception is not my good thing.
Ooh,
Oh
really?
dear God.
What?
It's all
I
right.
see nothing.
You guys are a little dazzled.
Bright light.
Yeah, you're dazzled by the
Mhm.
light. That's normal. So, Lady Sibylla, you step out and kind of shade your eyes, and in the distance you see a black rabbit, a hare of some sort, just over the next rise, not too far away, but he's kind of poking his head out and ducking down behind the grass, and poking his head out and ducking his head behind the grass, looking at you guys, checking you out.
I point this out to the party. I say, there's a black rabbit we may be able to ask.
I can barely see the party.
Yeah. That's alright.
Bright light. Bright light.
Probably just make you hungry anyway.
Just don't feed me after midnight.
So, I will probably gently, like, just softly stroll over because, like, I don't want to alarm this creature person. So, yeah. I'm just going to, like, gently, non-threateningly, like, pat over.
Okay. You see him watching you the whole way. As you get within about 10 feet, You see him just go completely stiff and like fall over in the grass.
Aw, dude. I want to go over too.
I'm gonna bend down and say, "Are you all right there?"
He's mumbling something very quietly under his breath.
Can I pick him up?
I'd like to try and like.
Can I pick him up?
I want to lean down and like listen
I
to
just
what
want to
he's
straight up
saying.
pick him up. I'm just gonna straight up pick him up. Just picking him up.
Oh,
Picking him up.
so Kyler's picking him up as you're leaning down. As he passes your ear, you can hear him going, "You can't see me. You can't see me. I'm dead. I'm dead. They can't see me. I'm dead."
Well, as I hear this, I'll say, "We're not here to harm you. We only want information, if you can provide that."
He immediately sits up in Kyler's hands and looks at his surroundings, and then looks at you and kind of cocks his head curiously and says, "Hey, but I'm not worried about you killing me. I'm already dead, don't you know?" "Who are you?"
Then why'd you play dead, dude?
I didn't want to get involved in something less than savory.
That's quite all right, and it's understandable, but we merely want to ask a question is all. I am Lady Sibylla. I am one of the nobles of the Spring Court of the Feywild. And we are here seeking out a location in Tirnanog. So we just wanted to ask if you maybe had any idea where we may find the House of Knowledge.
You don't know that.
Oh.
I didn't tell you that.
Oh, no, that was discussed. Not the House of Knowledge, but Oma.
Yeah, Oma.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know the House of Knowledge or anything that I rolled for that religion roll because I didn't tell you.
I thought someone got the name the House of Knowledge before we long rested, and then mentioned it
I
to the
thought
group.
it and didn't tell you.
It's all good. We'll just retcon it with Oma instead of the House of Knowledge. That's fine.
All right.
He says, "Oh, you be seeking the Lord of Knowledge. That's a tall order. I stand to get in just a wee bit of trouble if I show you that one. Perhaps we could play a wee game for the information you seek."
What game would you have in mind there?
Oh, I'm quite fond of riddles.
Oh, dude.
All right.
Are you game then?
I'm game, but for the
Let's
terms of the
go.
riddle, if I'm not able to figure it out, then I just don't get the information, and that's all.
Oh, well, no. I think a member of the Sealy Court would think a little better of me than that.
Hence why I asked.
There's terms to be negotiated.
Well, what are your terms?
Well, you know, I'm a bit of a widower myself. Kind of in reverse. I left me wee wife back home. I'm a little bit sad and lonely, so how about this then? If you fail to answer one of me riddles, I get to keep the little fairy woman flittering about there in the tree, man.
I would hate to bargain away one of our own unless Hyacinth was okay with it.
Hey, Hyacinth! We're
this
making
rabbit's not
deals
affected
over
by-
here. Can you fly over, dude?
Yeah, this rabbit's not affected by my talkie spores yet, so
Just gonna
Speaker
wave
will
Hyacinth over. Come
voice to the
on.
party that he is opposed, or that they are vehemently opposed to trading our potential future Baba Yaga bait.
That'll get you a
Of
dirty
course
look from Hyacinth.
Yeah, of course I'm opposed to this, and I want her to see what's going on over here.
Well, if you're spreading that like future Baba Yaga bait out, she will defiantly come forward and agree to the terms.
Oh.
Just because it's Hyacinth.
Yeah.
Jeff doesn't care. He'll follow Hyacinth.
Dude.
Okay. So I'll do you a solid and I'll let you converse about the answers for just a moment before you give it. But only one person gets to speak the answer. Are we agreed?
All right. Agreed.
Excellent. Excellent. So my first riddle is this. Are you ready?
Indeed.
I'm tall when I'm young, and short when I'm old. What am I? You can discuss it amongst yourselves without breaking that term.
I know this one. I'm trying to remember it. Oh, yeah. This is one where there's lots of answers, I think.
Now, I will be fair if you guys get stumped. As fun as it is to throw riddles out, your characters obviously have stats that are superhuman, including intelligence and whatnot. So if you get stumped, I will allow one person an intelligence roll to figure the answer, just to be fair. But half the fun is figuring them out.
All right.
Everybody's been very quiet.
Relic, no, kind of like tries to get the attention of Kyla.
Yeah, dude.
You humans tend to have to use these like at night. I think the little things that you set on fire that get smaller and then melt.
You mean a candle?
Ah.
Yeah.
The rabbit stomps his little back foot on the ground. You're smarter than you look, tree man.
Thank you.
All right. Are you ready for me second riddle?
We are indeed.
What goes up but never comes down?
Oh.
This guy might have tried
I
our
know.
stores before.
I know.
What do you think it is, Relic?
Well, I'm like 12, and you guys are older, and it's our age.
But
Our age.
aren't there spells that
No,
make you younger?
technically, but your age is still technically older. You just look younger.
Technically true if we're going by chronologically.
Is
You
this
can make yourself younger by 40 years or however many, but you've still lived only a certain number of years, and that cannot be taken away from you.
Yeah.
is that your answer?
I can't think of anything else. I think it's age, but yeah.
It's a
I'm
good
intentionally
answer.
just
I'm
sitting here.
Very well.
I'm literally
We will
just
give the answer of
intentionally sitting
age.
Here. Like,
That's my
I'm not gonna
second.
say a word.
That's my second. Well. All right then, tree man, dragonkin. And he kind of eyeballs Jeff.
You're cutting out.
You're cutting out there.
Oh, am I?
Oh yeah.
I heard
Prima-
eyeballs.
Prima dragon eyeballs is all I got. And
Same.
I was like, what?
Oh, hang on. There we. Is that better? A little better?
I don't
No.
know what you
I
said.
don't know.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Mm.
It's alright. It's alright.
No.
You're still cutting out. You're still cutting out.
A little bit, yeah. I got all of that, but like when you said that's all right, but yeah.
Alright, so how about now?
Yeah, that's
Good.
better.
Okay, good. So, sorry. He kind of side eyes Jeff. You can tell he's a little agitated. Not dangerously, obviously. He's a rabbit, at least right now. So he eyeballs Jeff up and down. Says, all right. You walk into a room, and in that room you see a match, you see an oil lamp, a candle, and a fireplace. Which do you light first?
Repeat that.
You walk into a room that has a match, a lamp, a candle, and a fireplace. Which do you light first?
Match, fireplace.
Well, I would think the match, because you would use the match to light up everything else, and you strike the match, you can light up the lamp and the
Wait.
candle and potentially the fireplace.
Yes, but you would do you do the match and then the candle and then light the lamp with the candle and then probably light the fireplace with the candle as well.
Well, the question is, which one do you light first? Which,
Does striking the match count as lighting it?
well, yes, it sets a light.
Is that your answer?
No. Let me think.
By the way, thank you guys for the raid. Much obliged. You guys we have a 2 million strong audience right now watching, so.
Oh man, highest in all Twitch history.
Yeah,
Dang.
I can't think of anything particularly more clever than that, so I would have to go with match 2.
Blast it all. Fine. You've solved my riddles. And with that, you see the air around him shimmer and shake and kind of go through the air. And oh Lord, my panties are being raided. And you see him kind of grow and then stand into the shape of a human man, with long ginger hair and a beard, big sparkling green eyes. He says, well, so be it then. He does a little bow. Says, my name is Beethoven, and I'll take you to where you want to go.
Much obliged.
So Beethoven immediately turns and kind of bebops along, like dance a little jig here and there, and he's whistling, and every now and then like trees will wave at him, and butterflies will fly around him, and birds will land on his shoulder and whisper in his ear. You get the sense that he's fairly popular in the area. Is everyone following along?
Yep,
Mhm.
following
Sure
along.
am.
Yeah, dude.
All right. So you seem to almost lose track of time as you're walking along. Oh Lord, the joke's coming out right now. Love you, Cranky. Yeah, he rock steadies as well. But yeah, he eventually takes you on through and into the edge of this vast forest. The oaks, elms, sycamores, cypress, they all kind of get thicker and thicker until you guys are like stepping through and over and kind of squeezing around. He's just dipping around through these trees like it's nothing. Every now and then he'll kind of giggle and turn around and say, "Come on, keep up. I thought you were from the Feywild."
Still following, though.
I'm a tree. Do you see trees move?
You forget where you are.
Relic's pointedly looking at the ground, trying to keep his eyes squinted and just looking at Jeff's feet so we can follow.
So eventually these groves begin to open up a bit. The oaks become the predominant tree, and you can tell they get larger and older, like to the point of you could probably fit the entire party around one and still not be able to clasp hands. In the distance, you begin to hear the sounds of harps echoing through the wood, and you see the slight shimmering glow of clear blue pools ahead. Strangely, as you look up and then the trees begin to give way to the sky, you see the night sky above you and dancing constellations of stars that twist and twirl in the sky above you. You are overcome with a sense of peace as you step forward into a large opening, in the midst of which you see numerous animals, humanoids of all different types, playing harps, dancing, reading, laying about, discussing quietly. You can only imagine the amount of topics, but everywhere you hear whispers and songs singing a rich, full-bodied history of everything imaginable. Sitting in the midst of it is a very large male humanoid who is just stunning to look upon. Every feature is perfection. Every hair is in place. Every aspect of him is everything that a humanoid creature should be in all of your eyes. You get a sense of wonder just being in his presence, and he's looking directly at each of you at the same time and smiling. Yes, Cranky, this is your twin. It's close.
Sevilla will smile gently, breathe in, and just say quietly, "This place is lovely, I must say." Well, we're here to speak to one individual, and he appears to be looking in our direction, so shall we step forward, everyone?
Yeah, perhaps we could request an audience with the librarian.
I just start walking over there. I just start walking over there, like straight up, just.
So you wander up. Give me a willpower save, Kyler. At disadvantage, please.
It's not the smartest. Person in the group.
Kyler has
Willpower?
advantage on the next save because of the
This is
speaker's
technically,
thing.
so it's a straight roll.
Just a straight roll. That's fair.
What even is willpower?
Wisdom.
Oh.
Wisdom save.
Oh, okay.
Throwback to 3.5 there.
Oh.
Sorry.
You know I did not live through that, so.
I'm old.
Brand spanking new over here.
I'm old. Don't rub it in.
Or the youngins.
I'm a baby.
So yeah, give me a wisdom save, please.
I hope this doesn't go really badly. Okay.
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's
It's
fine.
fine.
It's fine.
Oh.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
So in your usual sense, Kyler, you kind of like this is nothing. You striding boldly forward, just
Oh.
cocky and head sure, and You look back at the crew to kind of give you that little winsome smile that you have from time to time, and then you look back and you meet eyes with Oma, and you immediately fall to your knees and begin to weep.
Good.
Um,
Good. This
the,
is exactly appropriate. I'm sorry.
the rest of you notice Kyler's disguise drop completely.
Oh.
Oh my.
Kyler doesn't
Well?
notice.
What is it we're seeing?
A pale, near featureless humanoid creature wearing Kyler's clothes.
With solid white eyes and ringed by dark circles.
Exactly. So Kyler is on his knees weeping. What about the rest of you?
I am going to, like, gently stride up. Out of character, I know what's happening here. So I'm just going to very, like, cautiously and, like, as respectfully as I can approach. I guess I'm going to be mindful of what is around Oma and just stop, like, just outside of whatever that perimeter is. Because I assume that everyone around Oma is kind of staying out of his aura, his divine aura, so yeah.
To a degree. A lot of these are petitioners. They're not as actively affected by it. Like they're living their
Fair.
afterlife. He's watching you, smiling. He nods as you approach.
I smile and nod back.
Lady Sibylla, my dear.
And greetings, Oma.
So you've come to me with a very specific question, I believe.
Indeed.
I believe your friend's a little overcome with emotion at the moment.
Indeed. He'll be alright, I'm sure, though. The question that we seek, bit of a metaphorical one without much of a straight answer, but we don't have much in the way of guidance on this, but if anyone could point us in the correct direction, I would assume it would be you. Where might be the heart of the Feywild?
I had already heard you were coming to me with this question. So you've been playing games with the old ones, and you've gotten caught up in quite a web, my dear. You have no idea what you've stepped in. I'll be fascinated.
I can only imagine.
I'll be fascinated to see where it takes you. But, and I say this with all seriousness, you've brought strange tidings into me home here. And as fascinated as I am with the relic that you hold, and he kind of winks over at the kobold while he says that, I'm not sure that I want this kind of attention brought here. I will help you. I will give you one chance to gain the answer you seek, but it will not come from my lips.
That's quite alright, and I can very well understand that you would not want this artifact in your presence, as I'm very well aware that it is very powerful and potentially very dangerous, and I can definitely understand why you wouldn't want that attention on you. But any help that we could possibly receive we would be forever grateful for.
Well, as I'm sure you and your kin are very well aware, no good deed goes unpunished, and nothing in this world or any world is ever free.
Indeed.
But I will not ask much of you. I am in need of a favor. Do you think I could entrust this to you and yours?
I would carry it out to the best of my ability, and the rest of my traveling party have proven capable and loyal and to the task thus far, so I feel as though I can trust them, and we will try.
Do I just keep
The speaker would like to suggest to Cecilia a
no
counter
save for
offer.
that? Can I try to compose myself? No?
Nope.
Right now, Relic's fashioning a lasso.
So,
Just keep going? Okay.
no, yeah, you're still crying. You are overcome with a divine presence.
Alright. Alright.
So, he says, I have in my power the ability to grant one of 3 answers, and I will give you your choice of these, but I need you to go into the forest to the west. There you will find a very, very ancient friend of mine. He has been charged with a young ward, the last of his kind, I fear. I need this ward to be delivered back to your home in the Feywild, where he can thrive, and perhaps carry on his kind. If you do this for me, if you bring that ward here, I will grant you access to one of these 3 pools of knowledge to which I am lord over. Are these terms acceptable?
I definitely believe that these terms are acceptable.
Excellent.
How will we get back?
Well, I imagine on your feet or carried, one of the 2. Don't worry, all will be made clear in time. And as for you, young Master Kyler, perhaps you could compose yourself a wee bit. Stand, please. Suddenly you're completely composed.
Am I allowed to do that?
Yes, you're completely composed. You see his facade regain.
Ugh. Ugh. Dude, that was the worst, dude. But it was the best too at the same time.
Kyler.
So many questions.
Kyler. You're going to have to come to terms with this soon, my boy. I'll not ruin it for you now, but you're going to have to admit to yourself the truth one of these days. Trust me, I know things.
What?
But beyond that,
I feel like
beyond
this
that,
is a response.
beyond that, be on with you. For I fear my petitioners are getting a little antsy in the presence of the living.
We can fix that.
Understandable.
Can I ask a very quick out of character question?
Yeah, of course.
Will I have a chance to talk to him once we get back?
I make no promises.
Can I try to speak to him now?
You can try.
Okay, as I'm stepping away. You don't need a cleric, do you?
Are you offering to be a priest to me?
Well, I mean, if... I don't know where to go with this.
Kyler, my lad, a matter of faith is a personal decision, and where I would gladly accept your devotion and your prayer and your belief in me, I cannot demand it. It's something that must be given willingly by you, a personal choice. Should you make that choice, I welcome you to my bosom with open arms. But then and only then can you follow that path.
Cool. And I step away. Maybe once I figure out what the truth he was talking about was, then I'll be ready to go. Finger guns.
Finger guns, nice. Alright, so are you guys moving away, or?
Yep. We have a direction that we need to go, so we're going to the forest in the west.
Yeah, the speaker kind of wants to leave him with a pile of spores.
Alright.
Speaker, let's not.
I guarantee
He's the
yours.
Lord of Knowledge. He probably doesn't have knowledge of our physiology.
I-
This is useful for him. He collects this stuff.
I guarantee your spores aren't going to affect anyone here, but you're welcome to leave some.
Well, maybe they just want to get high.
Maybe.
Dude.
It is the afterlife.
Can the
It is.
Can the
what
dead get
else are they
high?
gonna do?
Leave some, but let them partake in it on their own free will.
No, I wasn't gonna force anybody to get high.
That's hilarious.
Well, if
Only
you
force
feel
the
like
water.
leaving an
force the
offering, then sure.
Yeah, I'll leave the God of Knowledge and offering a little pile of hallucinogenic spores on some sort of like decorative plate that I grabbed off of the table.
All right. I'll allow it. He looks at you and kind of grins and shakes his head and waves at you guys as you make your way out.
Sibylle, after rubbing her temples, is going to give a friendly wave back.
So as you're making your way out, you notice that Beethoven, the little black hair, is
Yeah,
traipsing
the speaker
along
kind of
beside
bows
you.
and follows along.
All right. Yeah, Beethoven is tree wave. Nice.
Jeff activates True Wave.
Very nice. Yeah, he's kind of
Well,
traipsing
we
alongside
are
you.
headed west.
All right. West you go.
I assume Oma, in his speaking, pointed about in the general direction that we needed to go.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's following along. You guys make your way through the forest. It's going to be a little bit of a trek, but nothing crazy. Like I said.
Sure, you're quiet, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. So, yeah, you guys begin your trek. It's going to be a decent trek. Like I said, the forest gets really thick for a bit, but then begins to spread back out. And as you make your way through, it opens up into a grassland. Ironically, at dusk. You get the sense that time is kind of weird here.
Not too unusual for the likes of us. Most of us, anyways.
Yeah.
So,
Relic's starting to feel a bit happier if it's dusk.
yeah. Would you guys like to?
Hey, it was nighttime in Oma's present, so,
Would you guys like to travel during the night?
We would prefer it.
Yeah, we'll do it for, Relic and the speaker's sake.
Okay, so you guys continue traveling. You did get a good long rest. I think we could probably bypass exhaustion if you guys try to find cover and sleep during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do
Yeah.
something while we're traveling?
What would you like to do?
Try to figure out what the truth was he was talking about.
Well, Relic's giving you the odd occasional glance.
So, I'm gonna let you try this. I want you to make a contested insight check against yourself.
Oh no! Okay, what?
I want you to make a contested insight check against yourself.
What does that mean?
Would that be
Inside
would that be a
insight?
deception roll and an insight check?
I feel like
Yeah.
this is something the speaker could help you meditate on.
Oh yes.
Please help me.
So give me an insight check first.
Can you help me with the insight, dude?
In what way? Golly, I mean, really, no. It sounds like out of character. It sounds like something that I should be able to help you with, but I don't know
mean-
what to click on.
Technically,
I should be able to like
Relic-
guide you through
Relic-
some like meditative like stuff or something.
So
okay, yeah, Relic just puts his hands on you and just. I'm sure you'll figure it out, my friend. just you'll figure it out. I have all complete confidence in you.
So,
And
This is
I'll cast guidance.
oh, nice.
Oh,
So
thank you.
I feel like for the people at home watching, I should explain that out of character, Kyler is a changeling that believes he's human. So, just for those of you who are just joining, that's what's going on right now, is a journey of self-discovery. So, yeah, give me your insight check with guidance, unless you want to apply the guidance to the deception roll.
Okay, is it that's like
A D4.
like an okay.
If you like.
Okay. I'm definitely gonna apply it to insight because I want to figure out what he's talking about.
All right, go for it. Let's see
Is
that.
there any way I can do the deception first?
I
might want to do
it's-
luck points for the insight.
It's your journey of self-discovery. I don't mind which direction you roll it in.
Okay, I'm gonna do deception first.
If you do
This is
deception
bad.
first, that's what the guidance goes on.
This is true.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
So yeah, everybody's watching Kyler having a crisis of identity as you're walking along here. Imagine all these little oh no's that are being vocalized are actually happening.
Mm. What does this mean?
Could we add some hallucination spores?
Nice.
Hey.
Would you like to add your D4 to that? Very nice.
Hey.
So, all right.
Let's hope you don't roll a nat 20 for deception.
Oh.
So, Kyler stops in his tracks. You guys see his skin begin to kind of fade in and out color-wise. His eyes trying to change back and forth. Hair growing and lengthening and shortening as he looks down at his hands and seems to notice this happening for the first time ever.
Are you guys seeing this? Is it just me? Is it just me?
No. I think he's getting it.
Kyler, your body is morphing and changing color and length and width and gender. Like, you don't know what's going on. But
guys,
you feel like something's wrong, and at the same time something's very right. Like you're right on the verge of a discovery that's been right on the tip of your tongue your whole life. And then it hits you. There's something in your pack. You feel like you should get it out.
if it's the poppet, you're wrong for that. But I'll get it anyway. Because I'm a good PC.
So Kyler pulls a small doll, a poppet, out of his backpack. Looks down at it, and the whole facade just drops. And Kyler, it hits you. All the memories that you have that aren't your own, all the lives that you've lived that aren't your own. You remember being placed in a crib that's not yours. You remember a baby being taken away screaming into the night. You remember being tossed aside by those parents when they felt something was wrong. You remember being drugged under the mound and into the Fey realm by unfriendly hands and forced to do horrible things. It all just floods back over you, wave after wave after wave. And you realize...
The crying was foreshadowing.
You realize that you are not what you thought you were. You are something else. something you should, as a human, hate. But then you're not human, are you, Kyler?
What?
So yeah, guys, Kyler's
Yeah.
having a breakdown.
I think he's getting it.
Yes, I think he's finally getting it as well.
Wait. Kyler isn't human?
I said it back in the grove whenever we before we set off on this journey. Kyler's a changeling.
What? What?
I mean, it's not a bad thing.
It's beautiful.
I mean,
it's beautiful.
You're a changeling, Kyler.
What does that even mean?
You're a race with the inherent ability to shapeshift.
It means that your insides are bound for greatness.
that too.
You actually hear Beethoven in his rabbit form. He's actually rolling around in the grass, just cackling right now. Just laughing.
Oh.
He looks up at you, Kyler, and says, "So, does that mean you're finally gonna fix the hairdo?"
I don't know. I don't know what anything means anymore. Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Come, child. We will meditate on the meaning of life.
Kyler, you're still fundamentally yourself. You just have an ability that you did not think that you had.
Fundamentally
Yeah.
myself? What do you mean?
I mean, if you think
You're
about
still
it,
the
you're
same
you.
person, Kyler.
Yeah, I mean, you're you, but extra you.
So
There's more
Beethoven,
you.
Beethoven the bunny kind of races to the middle of your little circle and stands up and goes, "Wait, guys. Dude."
I don't even know what he's
I love
talking
this
about
rabbit,
right
holy
now.
shit.
I don't even know what he's talking about right now. Like, I'm trying to, like, pull myself together and try to figure this out, but I just don't even know.
Which is completely understandable given the situation. He's just totally making fun of you. He's a dead guy.
I feel like this character should be freaking out right now. Like, full scale,
Oh, yeah.
DEFCON, whatever, just.
DEFCON Kyler.
I mean, freezing
DEFCON
is a
Kyler,
panic response.
Exactly. Just like. But I don't know how casting works in this setting.
Are you wanting to cast
Freezing is a-
spells?
Hey, freezing is a panic response. This is
I feel
fine in
like-
my eyes.
I feel
Yeah,
like he
I
should be
kind of-
freaking out. He should be, like, panicking.
Would you
Full
like to
scale,
roll on
like,
the emotional table?
What is. What, do I have to worry about that? Okay, that's the thing with
Probably.
color coding. Yes, I should, probably.
You
'cause
can
this is-
you can roll
this
on the
is
emotional
this is-
response table if you'd like.
I would be inhonest. Like, I would be dishonest if I didn't at this point.
All right, go for
Because, like, in real life, I have tears streaming down my face
it.
about how this ties into my other characters and their backstories and stuff that's happened to them. So this is gonna be really bad.
let's see what you roll. Go for it. Let's see what the genuine random emotional response would be.
This is fudge, right?
Oh no, it's the table there.
Freezing is a panic response, so whatever comes
I
of
don't
this,
think
like,
freezing is gonna happen at this point.
It could.
I
I
know,
don't see
but
the
like,
table.
if it's
I don't-
green, like,
I don't see
you
a
know.
table at all.
Yeah,
Should I be
the
looking somewhere else?
the burger stack icon.
Oh. Okay.
Rollable
okay.
tables.
Emotional response. Green. All right. So, Kyler,
Oh,
you collect yourself a little bit. Your brain's still racing a million miles an hour, but rather than exploding and rather than freezing, you withdraw. You just withdraw into yourself. Go not catatonic, but you're in a very severe depressed state right now. And I'll let you play that how you will, but is that okay? Or are you just in character still?
yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Is anyone else doing anything?
Seville is just kind of like watching Kyler to make sure he's okay right now.
Okay.
Speaker's kind of gonna go over and sit with Kyler.
Okay.
Just kind of gonna try to calm the emotional state and like reassure Kyler that they themselves are the thinking being, regardless of the shape.
All right. Would you like to actively use an ability to do this, or are you just trying to roleplay calming Kyler down?
We could use some hallucination spores if Kyler were open to some sort of a psychedelic trip for PTSD therapy.
Is Kyler open to that?
I would say no.
Oh. Master Mess, you're muted. If you are trying to say something.
Yeah, I'm catatonic. I'm not supposed to talk, am I?
Well, no, I mean you as the player can still like roleplay responses. You're good. You're not trapped in anything.
No, I'm literally not saying anything, so there's no way to tell what I would be open to because I'm not responding because I'm catatonic.
Oh, okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. We'll go with that.
Okay, well, then the speaker is just kind of gonna do it to you then.
All right.
And we're gonna boop you in the third eye and
Let's just for the record get that was without consent, okay?
Yeah, absolutely was. So
Because
sorry.
because
We gave you an
consent is key,
opportunity.
gamers.
We
You
gave
don't want to
we
try
gave
this
you
at
a
home.
chance.
Just don't try this with so you release the spores in an attempt to help Kyler navigate the internal turmoil and maelstrom of emotional difficulty that he is currently going through. Kyler, give me a wisdom save.
Is that disadvantaged?
No.
I mean, probably better off trying a sleep thing.
Okay.
Oh, good
So-
grief.
No, that's
Appropriate.
good. You failed to resist his attempts to help you.
Oh my god.
So, a strange sense of focused calm comes over you, Kyler. You manage to catch your breath, and for the first time in your life, you see a path stretching out before you. You see potential ahead of you, the potential of a faith-born path, like you mentioned to Oma. You see the potential of knowing the truth that he poked at. You see the potential of being more than human, and wonder what more you could achieve now that you have come to terms with not only who, but what you are. Suddenly it doesn't seem quite so dark. So you should see Jeff visibly calm a little, at least relax, if not calm.
You mean
Jeff,
Kyler?
Kyler, sorry. I was looking at Jeff's name.
Mm.
So, do you guys want to camp here for the night?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I think that kind of would make sense. And then Speaker will just keep sitting with Kyler until he's ready to.
Okay. So, I'm going to give you an uneventful night. I mean, you're in a fairly safe realm for the most part, as long as you don't step out, as it were. So, yeah, Beethoven will change back to his human form, and he'll hang out and sing songs by the fire in the evening. Is anyone doing anything over the course of the evening?
Nothing in
Yeah,
particular besides just resting.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, totally. I got an idea.
All right.
Okay, so while Carla sleep, if Carla happens to sleep, I'm gonna just, tinker slightly with the little puppet and have it say, "You're my best friend. I love you." And every time she touches it, it'll say, "You're my best friend. I love you." And you're okay.
All right.
I can do that to objects with tinkering.
Yeah. Let's get a roll in.
Hang on.
Are you not?
Apparently, with magical thinking, I can literally just invest the spark of magic into a mundane item. It can be up to 25 words of text.
I think real quick now we have to make sure that Kyler is going to either be asleep or B,
Sleep.
Oh my god.
because we haven't heard from Kyler yet. So Kyler, what are you doing?
Master Myth did just say, hang on, so
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we gave me that for a reason.
Are you sleeping, or are you packing this back in and holding it tight all night?
I'm just looking at the longevity of something.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's only for an hour. I definitely would not allow this.
Okay.
For the entire
Well-
time that I've had this item, I have not let anybody else touch it.
That's true.
So if you give it a shot and try to do that, I will summon my, instead of using my wild shape, I will, expend, use of it to, wildfire spirit. Which will not be fun for you.
I would only be touching it if you were asleep.
So no.
But if you want to sleep, then no.
If I have to stay awake to avoid you touching this, then I will do that. I think enough has been done to me at this point in my progress as a character that I would not allow that violation to occur after the other one.
That's fair.
And in which case,
that's fair.
in which case, I would make a little tiny clockwork toy that would do the same thing and hand it to you.
Okay. So
It's
just
stepping over a very clear line that I didn't think I needed to draw, honestly.
It's
No.
all good. He is a kobold.
It's all good.
No, it's all good. So that's fine. I'll let you make the second toy. So, is anyone else doing anything over the course of the night? Nope. Okay. So the night passes. You make your addition there. uneventfully. Is anybody have any morning rituals they need to take care of before you set out again? Or Kyler, are you prepared to move forward?
Yes.
Okay. So are you guys setting out, or more to do?
I mean, after we have we taken our long rest? Because
Yeah, you slept through the night basically. You're back in the day.
all right, we kind of wanted to sleep during the day and then travel during the night, but we've got a mission, so we will continue heading west.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I will say that you managed to find enough cover to where you could at least sleep till just past midday. So you're actually on the downward cycle of the sun, at least. And it'll take about the remainder of the day to get to the edge of the wood that Oma asked you to go to. The edge of the wood is a thick oak grove. Not huge, but definitely not small either. You guys enter?
Yep, we enter. We're here for a purpose.
Okay. So you enter into the oak grove. It's not long before it parts a good bit, and the last light of the afternoon sun, still light enough to light up the area at this point, but not quite so much that it's blinding or painful. But up ahead you see this.
Lovely.
It's what appears to be an enormous towering oak tree surrounded by an almost perfect circle of smaller, although by their own right still very large trees. The air is thick with seed and leaves, dragonflies and butterflies. Small creatures, birds flitter about the area, and the branches of the large tree, even at this distance, you see a number of bats roosting in the branches. And by the base of the tree, you see some very large fungal growths ring the entire base of the tree. If you would like to, give me a perception check. Only if you want to.
Everybody?
If you want.
I'll see how bad I can roll this time. Yeah.
It's still pretty bright out.
So,
Yeah.
Kyler, you see what appears to be either a halfling or maybe a small child peeking out from behind the enormous oak tree. But just you.
Does Kyler say anything to us?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, walking up, I guess, to the enormous oak tree.
All right.
Mhm.
You walk up to the oak tree. Kyler, you see the small creature, child, whatever, dip back behind the tree as you guys start moving up. As you enter the ring of trees surrounding the enormous oak tree, you all feel the ground shudder slightly, and the tree moves. It raises up and turns slightly, and suddenly you notice a large face in the trunk of the tree. It's just watching you now.
I think the speaker's gonna kind of walk up and try and greet this tree.
Okay.
I will step forward and greet it as well.
The tree slowly looks all of you over, and then speaks and says, "Who are you?"
Well, my name is Lady Sibylia of the Spring Court of the Fae, and we are here on behalf of Oma. He has informed us that you have a ward under your care who may be the last of their kind, and he wanted us to return them to the Feywild.
So he's decided then to take young Nicholas from me.
With the intention so that Nicholas, I assume, may thrive in the Feywild.
Do you know what Nicholas is?
I'm not, but I would like to be informed.
Nicholas is the last boggart in these woods.
Oh my.
Come, Nicholas. Come. And with that, from out behind the trunk, you see a little child step out. And as he looks at each one of you, you see his features kind of immediately morph to where he looks like you, and then changes. And then looks like one of the others, and then changes, and looks like one of the others, and then goes invisible for a second, and pops back in, and then he dips behind the tree trunk again.
Oh, we have one of those already.
I'm not so sure you're worthy of young Nicholas.
Well,
We have seen this one in a vision. In a
Here we have-
time beyond, he wears this crown.
Is that so? What crown might that be?
wait. Is that true? Did we see Nicholas in that vision, or are you just pulling that out of your ass? Because I don't want to give this ancient tree, like, information
False
that may be
info.
incorrect.
I don't know, how many kids with dark hair have we run into? Can't be that many of them, right?
I mean, there's a kid associated with the dire wolf in the Feywild, just by the way.
Hmm.
Yeah, like a really, kind of not great child to run into. Well, mm, I'm quite sure that the speaker may be talking about a different child that we see, but we have been entrusted with, let me Grab my notes real quick, actually.
All good.
Yeah, sorry, our vision's not so great. It's pretty bright. The humans look the same to us.
Oh. At least that doesn't include Kyler now.
Humanoids? No. Depends if you got a tail.
Yeah. Okay, what was the name of the primordial again? Because I didn't write it down.
Oh, does anybody have that?
Oh, the dear Lord of Time.
It was like the something of 1,000 something.
Mm-hmm.
The diadem of the 7 stars.
I'm talking about the
That's the
deer, not the
crown.
crown.
Oh, yeah, I didn't write his full name down.
The diadem. That's all right.
Dear Lord of Time.
We can go with Dear
Yeah,
Lord
that-
of Time. That's fine.
It was like the deer of 1,000 points or something like that. I
Yeah.
just want to use like the
Yeah.
proper
Oh yeah.
like term for him when speaking, when saying what I'm about to say.
Okay. You could say that Lord of
Could be
1,000
hard to
antlers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the speaker, I believe, is talking about a different child that we saw in a vision, but we've been entrusted by the Lord of 1,000 Antlers with the diadem of the 7 stars to place on the heart of the Feywild. Now, while we're not quite sure what this heart is, Oma did say that he would allow us to peek into one of his pools of knowledge if we were to return Nicholas to the Feywild as a favor. So,
So
Oma believes that we are capable of carrying out this task, so it is your trust against his.
So Oma would bargain this child, my ward, as currency. Me, Darak Shonather, the oldest creature in Tir Nanog. I, who walked these forests when Oma was just a man. And you come here to take the last boggart from my care. He's getting agitated, you can tell.
If you look
I
over at
mean-
Kyler, you notice that I'm somewhat randomly petting a mule.
We only do this in the name of the child's safety.
What do you know of children's safety, Sheed?
Well, he would be allowed to. He'd be allowed to thrive amongst his own kind in the Feywild. Accidentally pressed a button and went back. Pardon that.
No, you're good. You're good.
Mouse stuff. But yeah, that's my answer.
And you have many bogarts in the Feywild.
I would know the answer to that, right? It is, yeah, basically.
Well, are you familiar with the bogart?
Okay, refresh me because I'm just a little like, yeah.
Bogarts are immature will-o-wisps. The original will-o-wisps, not the undead will-o-wisps. The actual Fey-aligned will-o-wisps.
Gotcha.
You probably... He is the last of his kind, period. So there may be will-o-wisps in the Feywild, but they're not this type of will-o-wisp, so to speak, if that makes sense.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah. Later editions turned them into undead creatures where they were originally not.
Yeah, well, I mean, we are talking Fey lore here, so, you know.
It could be. So what are you going to do to convince him, or are you?
Uh, well, we have, uh, we have to carry out this favor, and we need answers. So, I'm trying to think here.
I send rice milk over as my emissary to the child.
Okay. So you send Rice Milk the mule over. What is Rice Milk going to do?
Make friends.
Hmm. So that's interesting.
It's an immortal mule that runs from every fight. He would be perfectly safe if he rode it as a mount.
I'm trying to think how this creature would actually react to a mule. No, he'll. You know what? Here.
Roll it.
Okay.
Just the sweetest, weakest personality just trots up and hi.
So he kind of looks at it curiously, starts circling it, and then just kind of sits down and starts staring at it. And you get the sensation that there's something going on between them, but nothing that you can hear or see. But he's not trying to eat it. So that's good.
Always positive.
Yeah, I'm at a loss for how to convince the tree now.
Yeah, the
Well,
profit of drugs probably isn't the best representative for
No.
potential child care. And
So he's looking at you, and Darek sees that you seem to be at a loss. He says, "Well, if you've no further real business here, perhaps you should return to Oma and find another way. Nicholas will stay with me."
Isn't that Nicholas's choice?
Oh boy, you just got the stink eye.
He's just a child.
Children have
Doesn't
their
mean he's
own free will too.
How's the
Doesn't mean
friend
he's a good
making
guardian.
going over there? How's the companionship going over there?
They're just staring at each other. Yeah,
I'm gonna slowly walk over to the mule and pat him on the head.
Children have their own free will and autonomy.
are you saying it's okay then for the prophet to go maybe approach the child? Holy shit. God damn it, I don't want to do this.
oh no.
I'm not saying for you to approach a child. I'm just bouncing off of what Relic
Christ.
said.
I'm not going anywhere near it.
Yeah. I'm bouncing off of what Relic said when he said shouldn't it be Nicholas's choice. And I'm saying, yeah, kids have their own free will and autonomy too. They should decide what they want to do too.
The thing you
I'm already
don't
over here. I don't.
understand about Nicholas is that given the chance, he'd kill and eat each of you. This is no child. This is a Bogart.
Do I know anything? I mean,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, do I know anything about the abilities of Bogarts? Have I heard anything in any of my studies,
does
whatever.
Does that really mean anything to me?
I'll let you make a roll.
On?
Mm, I'll give you a choice: Arcana or History.
I'll go with Arcana.
Okay.
I'm already over here next to him,
I'll
just
do history.
patting
And Cinderzel,
Might know something
patting
about
rice milk on the head. Just
Okay.
just. Oh, that's saving throw. Okay. So, okay. I'll have a normal straight roll on his Arcana.
Okay. So you guys are right about the same. Both ways. So,
do I need to do that?
are you wanting to? You can.
Um. Which one?
Your choice.
Let's just say Arcana, because history is a little bit of a tough spot for me right now.
15,
Nice.
16, 17. All right.
That's really nice.
Somebody needs to get this checked out.
So,
Weird.
basically all you'll know is that a Bogart originally was, and like I said, an immature will-o-wisp. You know that they have to eat meat and drain life force to grow into maturity. So generally in the wild, this thing would be hunting humans and other flesh-eating creatures. You know they have a lot of tricks up their sleeve, though you don't know enough to pin down exactly what this thing is capable of, but you know it's dangerous. Which is why Darek is not trying to shove Kyler away.
All beings are welcome. Those without peace in their hearts may still be saved.
Fair, fair. So, as I said, Darek is getting agitated.
Well,
Mm,
Bogarts are fey creatures when it makes sense for a fey creature to be in the Feywild where they may thrive.
And do you think you could get him there?
I believe so.
And do you think you would survive the journey, getting him there?
I do believe so. I am a native of the land after all.
I'll tell you, give me a persuasion check. Let's put this down to some dice.
Cross your fingers. I'm good at it, but
I mean,
you never know.
I'm sure you can get me. Oh,
Okay.
nice.
There we go. So with that, you see him soften a bit, not literally, figuratively. He looks down at Nicholas and gathers him up in one big branch-like arm, and you actually see him hold this creature in a tender embrace for a moment. Eyes closed, you can sense that there is some real, dear, genuine care here. He sets the creature down gently, pats him on the head, and then he looks back to you, Lady Sibylla, and says, "Fey creature, I give you my solemn vow that should harm befall this creature, I will hunt you to the ends of time."
He only said you. Right.
Oh yeah,
Jerry
just
Reeves
me.
looking at you.
I understand. I sense a deep care for this Nicholas of yours. I will do my best.
Perhaps the tree would like to send, I don't know, like a seedling or something to look over Nicholas in the Feywild. If we promised to plant one of his seeds
No,
when we left Nicholas.
no, he's not a female.
You would rip off a branch and like pot it up.
Ow.
I mean, consent.
No, he'll most likely know. You get a sense of reverence. This isn't just a treant. This is something ancient. An ancient treant.
Yeah, I figured maybe he'd want to like split off a piece of his conscience to keep a watchful eye over Nicholas, even if he can't bring his entire tree.
I know the fact that this thing cares for the Bogart to begin with is a little odd. Treants don't really care too much for fleshy creatures too often. In fact, anything that lives less than 300 or 400 years, they generally won't even give the time of day to. But you persuaded him. I wasn't sure you were going to for a minute there, but you gave me pause, you got your roll. You do get the sense that he wants you to leave his grove, though.
Yeah, we will take Nicholas and we will leave.
Alright. Is everyone heading out?
Yeah. I mean, he can sit on Jeff's shoulders or branches.
Yeah. I'm going to say that there's going to be a lesson learned if he's allowed to sit on anyone. I say that just to be kind.
Yeah, probably probably a bad idea considering what he is.
Yeah. So, are you gathering rice milk up, Kyler?
Yes.
Okay. And everyone is leaving.
Yep.
Okay. So it'll be another day's journey with one encampment if you choose to. You can get back on your regular schedule if you want of traveling at night.
I think we do that.
Okay. So you make your way through. I'll give you an uneventful camp unless anyone needs to do anything on the journey.
No, but the speaker will kind of passively craft like another baseball-sized wad of like hallucination spores.
Spore ball. Okay.
Spore ball for the backpack. +1.
All right. That'll work. So you cross over, once again, into the House of Knowledge. Hasn't changed. You still hear the harps playing. It's still a swirling night sky above you. Almost still sitting in the middle of it all, smiling.
I'm going to approach Oma with a smile and, you know, just as I did before, just approach respectfully, wait for him to acknowledge me.
He stops playing, sets his harp down, stands up. You immediately notice that he's remarkably tall. Taller than you expected.
Yeah.
The divine presence, of course. You all can feel it. He steps down good-naturedly and immediately says, "Well, I halfway didn't expect you'd pull that one off, but then I did send you for a reason. See, if you've got the child, then
We do indeed.
excellent. And I believe that it took a bit of a deal to get him, aye?
Indeed.
And do you remember the terms of our deal?
The term was to get the child and return him to the Feywild, at which we would be allowed to look through one of 3 pools.
Aye. So I know you're not very familiar with my land here, the House of Knowledge, as it's so quaintly called. As you look around here, what do you see?
I see many individuals who are quietly and solemnly discussing and relaxing and playing music. And several pools and rather large trees that are surrounding the place.
Aye. And what you don't see is that the Library of All Knowledge surrounds this place. Thousands of small outliers, buildings, cairns, burrows, graves, and otherwise hollowed out trees even, lay all about us, and housed within this place is everything. Every spell, every magical creation, every song, every fact about the entire universe is here, right here. Did you know that?
I was somewhat aware of it from the beginning, but that is rather magnificent regardless.
So, our deal was originally to allow you to choose one of my 3 pools, from which you could imbibe potentially your answer from. My 3 pools: the spring of knowledge, the pool of music, and the spring of poetry. I still will hold true to my promise to you. But, and just on a side wager, let's say I like to hedge me bets from time to time. What say you, instead of going to the pool, I grant you, Lady Sib, one boon. Any one thing from within this great trove of knowledge, wealth, and information. Any one thing for you to leave the boy, leave the diadem, and go on about your way. What say you?
No.
Well, we were here on a given mission. We made a promise. I would rather uphold that promise.
And here I thought all the courts of the Feywild were a little bit less than honest most of the time. Surely a little fudge of the bet here and there wouldn't do you no harm.
Well, I would not want to hedge my bets with a primordial, I don't think. Especially a primordial who is responsible for the creation of the very fabric of the Feywild. At least partly responsible. Especially considering there has been strange events happening within the Feywild. And I've taken it upon myself to investigate what is going on, and I have a feeling that carrying out this primordial's task might be part of the key into solving what the strange events that might be happening.
So you want to go with our original deal then?
Indeed.
Well, I can say that I'm both impressed and disappointed at the same time, but I'm a man of me word, and I'll complete my offer to you. Choose your pool.
Let's see. Let's see. I want to go with either spring or poetry, just because the heart of the Feywild is so. I want to go with either song or poetry, just because the song of the Feywild is so metaphorical that I feel like I have a better chance of getting the answer from one of those two versus the spring of knowledge. What does everyone else think?
What was the first pool again? Spring pool of knowledge, something.
It was knowledge, song, or poetry.
Yeah, the spring of knowledge, the pool of music, and the spring of poetry.
I mean, knowledge or song, I'm thinking, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm thinking song or poetry.
The third one.
Poetry.
Tossing a 3-sided coin there.
Kyler, we haven't heard from you. Or are you excluding? I'll take that as excluding.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I suppose it's time to make a choice then.
I will go with the spring of poetry.
The spring of poetry it is. And with that, you feel a shift. Like your whole body was just turned internally at an angle and then rearranged. And you're standing in a different part of the wood in front of a green, bubbling pool. Soft green, not gross green.
Right.
All of you are there. He says, there you are.
All right, and I step forward and I dip my. Am I supposed to dip my head into the pool?
It's up to you. He didn't really say.
I will inquire of Oma, like, am I supposed to drink from the pool or bathe in it or what?
Have a sip, dear.
Okay, I will take a sip then.
You take a sip. You feel the power course through you. You just feel completely renewed. You know the effects of a heal spell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just got hit with that.
Dang, nice.
You also... It's whirling through your head. For some reason, you can understand and think and speak in every language right now. Like, you can even somehow manage to communicate openly with the speaker on his level.
Dang.
You will be under the effects of this ability for the next 48 hours.
Oh.
Neat.
Um, he turns to the rest of you and says, well, the deal was for each of you. This or another.
Oh. No. Ooh, knowledge. Knowledge. Always knowledge for me.
Alright. Would anyone else like to partake of this pool before...
Can I ask the question?
Yeah. Yeah, what's your question? Sorry.
Which one should I take?
It's up to you entirely. Are you asking him?
Yes.
Are you asking him?
Yes.
Oh. Kyler, my brave, brave soul. Much like faith, this decision lies with you. Trust yourself. It's time to start doing that.
Is it?
It always has been. You're just now seeing it. So what do you want to do? Move on, or still 2 other pools?
There's song and there's knowledge. Sib just drank from the spring of poetry.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the speaker would go for knowledge too.
So it's 2 for knowledge. And we'll give Jeff whichever one nobody else chooses. How about that? None of them are harmful, so don't worry. I'm going to be nice and throw that out there. So 2 for knowledge. Kyler, you want to move on or stay with this one?
In my current state, I can't see partaking of anything as beautiful and full of art and symmetry as poetry and music. I don't think right now, the way that I look at myself and the knowledge that I've most recently acquired, I don't think glimpsing something like that would be constructive, if that makes any sense.
No, that's fair. Okay.
So by process of elimination, I'm going to go with knowledge as well.
Okay. No, that's perfectly all right. All right. So, in that case, since, like I said, we'll let Jeff hit the other one. We'll do that real quick. Once again, you feel the strange shifting, the turning off to one side, and then the rearranging, and then you're just shifted into another part of the forest, standing in front of a blue pool, soft blue, not yucky blue. This is the pool of music. He and Hyacinth both take a drink from this one, and they immediately begin to sing a small, soft chorus together. Beautiful, in complete harmony. I'll go over some of the other effects with Jeff next time I talk to him. But yes, then we...
Jeff singing soprano, Hyacinth singing bass.
Yeah. We have a nice little duet going now. But yeah, so now we shift to the last. And when you land after this shift, you find yourselves in front of a crystal clear pool. It appears to have no bottom, but you can see straight through. Would anyone care to go first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Relic.
Or you all can go at once, it's fine.
Go ahead.
Well, it's going to be the same pretty much effect for each of you. So, as you drink, once again, you're hit with the effects of a heal spell. Basically, anything that's wrong with you is gone. with this one, as you drink, you in your own mind hear a voice echo from the pool. And it says that you may ask one question.
Rip, I should have picked this one.
They'll all come in handy at some point, don't worry. So
Hoping that this doesn't count for that. I have an out of character inquiry.
that's fine. What's your
Am
question?
I allowed to choose how I drink from this pool?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's your character.
What's your ruling on me using my water skin for this?
You're gonna try and gather up some.
So I don't lean down to drink like a deer.
Well, you can always cup your hand or use a ladle or something.
But yeah, if water skin's out, then I'll use my mess kit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if he sees you starting to fill a water skin, you're probably gonna upset the deity standing behind you.
I'm just gonna use like a metal cup
No, that's fine.
to get like a little.
Yeah, no, that's no
like
problem.
Like a little, like enough to be whatever I need to drink, but not enough to save any. Then, because what I don't want to do is upset Oma.
That will not be an issue. Not if you go that right. So here we'll go one by one. Who would like to go first? If you want to ask your question, you can skip it. But this is a divine commune.
Kind of know what my question's gonna be.
Okay.
Where is the heart of the Feywild?
We're going right to it then.
Right to it.
Nice.
And the speaker will kind of ask then, what is the heart of the Feywild?
So we have where, what. All right. Well, here we'll start with where. The where is the heart of the Feywild lies on the head of its future.
Ugh.
Where
Dang.
was the second question? The location of the heart of the Feywild lies through the impossible, between all things, and underneath the place you call home. For you must go full round to find out where you began. And Kyler, your question?
I don't know.
You can skip it.
There's always the who.
Or if you just wanna like ask a, I don't know, character development question, like I mean, do
Kinda
that.
feel like Kyle would ask what is, yeah, what like a what am I kind of moment. Like that's Kyler's general mindset right now, isn't it?
Can I ask a question without asking a question?
Yes, you can.
Okay. The deity of all knowledge know the answers that I seek without me saying them. You guys are on this whole diadem of yada yada. Uh, I mean, it should be clear from the beginning that I haven't been as gung ho about this quest as you have.
Mm.
Yeah.
Please tell me the answers to the questions that I'm afraid to ask.
You're asking your commune to tell you the answers to the questions that you're afraid to ask.
Yes.
Oh, this is a DM challenge.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But I think you know I wasn't gonna be traditional.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You haven't done anything wrong. Um,
And this is very in character for Kyler.
Very.
Plus, the other two asked the questions that needed to be asked, so, you know.
Even if they
This
had
feels
gone
appropriate.
last, I still wouldn't have asked that question for this quest thing, because it's not.
Oh, yeah. No. Like, this. Either way, it feels very appropriate to Kyler. I'm just saying you shouldn't feel guilty.
No.
I definitely don't.
So, Kyler, the answer to your question.
Actually really makes sense too, because Kyler's in a very emotional state where the only question on his mind
Who
is
am I?
kind of like a what am I kind of like, probably just sitting there repeating. I think.
I mean, it's very in character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
he doesn't have a lot of empathy, so he wouldn't be sympathizing with your
no.
mission for answers. So he wouldn't have asked that.
There is some irony here, though. So, Kyler, the answer to your question: that which you are afraid to understand is that you are both the key and the door. That your motion was set into play long before you came into being, and that your path leads far beyond the limitations of your mortal coil. You have not yet learned your name, but when you do, all will be revealed.
Ooh, that's heavy.
That is heavy.
This could
Are we-
fit with another campaign that we're doing, wouldn't it? Wink, wink.
I need to take a short break for a few minutes, guys. I will be back in about 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. Do you guys want to take our guild break or whatever? I think we've only got about an hour.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take
That'd be
about
good for me.
We'll take about a 5-minute break or so, and we will be right back after that little bomb dropped. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Woo.
we're back. Thank you for hanging in there. All 2 million of you.
We're approximating.
Give or take a few.
Hey, future viewers count.
But yeah, we're good. We're good. So, Kyler just got his answer from the pool. Everybody's agreements have been honored. You're standing. You're standing there with Oma. He said, "Well, I believe that concludes our business then."
It does indeed.
Are you sure you wouldn't rather leave the relic here with me?
I'm sure. We were
It's a bit
given a
too bright
mission.
for me.
We were given a mission, and I'm going to honor that.
So be it. It's one of the few things I don't have in me collection, but it'll make its way here eventually. But I suppose we're done then. Unless you have anything else you'd like to offer me.
Would he like a spore ball for his collection?
I think you left a couple last time you were there.
Oh, that was just kind of like some lines on a plate.
Some lines on the plate. Oh no. This is Oma. He's gonna pull out Occam's razor to chop that up. So he says, "Well, in that case, I bid you all a fair Slanawalia." And he waves his hand, and all of you just feel the entire universe shift around you. Your vision blurs, and you feel movement, and yet as if you're standing still. You're fleeting, flying, traversing through endless space, and yet it still feels somehow finite. Everything around you is familiar, and yet strangely alien. You feel weightless, and every now and then out of the periphery of your vision, it's like you see familiar things, just beyond your ability to fully recognize them. And you lose all sense of time. And then suddenly before you, in the distance, and yet right up on you, you see a small, free-floating island of maybe rock, some type of matter. And as you end up on it, feet first, you feel it give, almost a little spongy. And you find yourself on a small island surrounded by incandescent mist in every direction as far as the eye can see.
As our feet hit the ground, can we tell through any sort of mycelial network that may exist in the ground structure?
Might not be soil.
How far it goes? Like, is there anything to connect to? Like, can I tell what I'm standing on?
Nope.
Could. It could be alive.
It doesn't seem to be alive.
Well, not that we could see. I mean, we might just be stood on, like, the shell of an underwater turtle or something. The fact that it gave without touching it kind of, like, makes me think that it's floating.
So we're on an island with incandescent mists.
As far as the eye can see in every direction. Gray
Did
light
this seem
shifting and swirling dominates your vision.
Would this seem familiar from my readings?
I'll give you a good shot at rolling an Arcana check if you want.
I will take it. Rip.
You're not in Kansas anymore.
I mean, that's obvious.
Is Nicholas still with us?
Yes, he is. He's still with you.
Okay. Are we back in the Feywild?
I would assume no.
No. No, you definitely get
Does
the
it
sense
feel
that you're...
like we're moving at all,
well, ask me well, not ask me this, but tell me this. Are you thinking about moving?
Yeah. But not sure in which direction, though.
Relic vanishes.
Yeah, out of character, I knew it.
Relic, you are adrift in a gray incandescent mist and soft gray light. You can't see anything beyond that, hear anything, feel anything. You're just free floating. You don't know which way is up, don't know which way is down. You are set adrift.
Uh-huh. Alright. I remember hearing something about this. I'm gonna think about Lady Sib and try and fix her in my mind.
Okay.
And attempt to move to her.
Okay. All right. So. Okay. I'm gonna give you this one. Just the you doing that was mainly just to kind of like, oh, yep, that's where we are. Yeah, Relic barrels into Lady
Dwarf talking
Sib.
about this.
Yeah, barrels into Lady Sib. You nearly knock her over.
Whew.
I know where we are. I know where we are. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Through the impossible. We're in the impossible, technically. The ethereal could technically be. Or would it be possible? That's theologian.
This is Relic thinking out loud.
I had an inkling that we might be in the ethereal, though my memory wasn't quite returning to me. That was on the tip of my tongue, so... Thank you there, Relic.
It's. Yep. I should probably not think about moving again for a while.
Well, if we don't decide where to go at least, though, we have options. We have options. We did make a promise for Nicholas here to return him to the Feywild, so we could go there.
I mean, if we thought about moving there, would Nicholas come with us?
Yeah, have we ever actually asked Nicholas what he wants to do?
He's now that your attention is on him, You notice that he's really focused on Relic. In fact, he kind of morphs into Relic every now and then turns invisible, and then pops back and looks like a halfling or a gnome or a goblin. He changes pretty constantly. But yeah, he seems mildly fixated on Relic. Almost licks his lips every now and then.
Not food. Not food. No, not food.
The kobold is friend, not food.
Well, I suppose returning him to the Feywild would be our best bet here.
Okay, so then should we sit, in a circle and then meditate on, like, the mental image of our grove?
Just
Ooh,
the
yeah.
Feywild.
No.
Just thinking about the Feywild should do.
Okay, so speaker asked his question, and the answer was through the impossible, which is kinda-ish where we are, and it said something about back to where we started, but underneath.
Is it underneath? Yeah, I assumed that was like a subverse.
Well, I mean, if we imagine going there, would we actually go to the Feywild, or would we be still in the ethereal? We're in that position where the Feywild would be underneath. I don't know. I don't know how this works.
I mean,
Like an astral plane.
I out of character know how the ethereal works, but considering now that, like, has said out loud we're in the ethereal plane, like, could I remember about the curtains now?
I tell you, I'll give you a second roll. How about that?
Sounds good. Wow. Okay then.
So, you know that there's a type of gate that needs to be passed through to get out of the ethereal and into the place you want to be. You're having a hard time placing exactly what it is, though, or how it works, or the color system, or anything like that.
Well, to get out of the ethereal and into the place we want to be, we need to pass through some sort of gate. Ugh, my readings are not coming back to me at this time.
Ooh.
She looks at Relic.
Magic I can figure out. Given 10, 11 minutes or so, I can figure out how, if we get to a gate, I can figure out how it works.
Well, you've got nothing but time for the time being.
Yeah. So do we think about a gate, or is there a specific gate you were thinking about in mind? I probably should think about the gate without telling us, but wait.
I don't know. If we have to pass through a gate, maybe we have to think about the gates that returns us to the Feywild, perhaps?
It's worth a shot.
Sounds reasonable. So we should gather in a circle and kind of like link up and group think portal to the Feywilds.
Okay, but I'm not holding Nicholas's hand. Okay.
So what does a portal to the Feywild look
Fine.
like?
I'll do it.
Just so I know what you're
Good
picturing.
mushroom.
Oh, I shouldn't do that. I don't want to give the Bogart a contact high. Somebody else is going to have to do that.
So what does a gate to the Feywild look like? So I know what you're picturing.
I don't know. 8 or something.
So I need to know what you're thinking about traveling to.
Like Stargate SG-1 type portal shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The
similar to
Feywild.
the kind of similar to the portal that we went through before.
So
like the
Sib's
like
just
the
gonna be
door to
thinking
our
about
grove.
the Feywild.
okay, so Sib's just thinking about the Feywild in general. Very general. You two are thinking about a big stone circular gate, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
sure. Like a big stone circular gate, and through that gate is the Feywild.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, how about this? Just because I'll think about the grove.
Okay.
The grove and the Feywild, where we started, just because that was a good line of reasoning. So
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm
So
trying so hard not to metagame.
you're trying to go direct, basically. You're picturing home and just say, I want to go home.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Because we got to take Nicholas somewhere, so.
And the other two you're thinking of a round stone portal.
Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah.
I thought about home, it would lead me to Faerun, I reckon.
Depends on
I
what you
probably
call
don't want
home.
to be thinking about home.
All right.
That
So
would be,
I tell you what. You guys give me. We're gonna go with intelligence checks on this one, and I'm gonna get
Oh,
one
not
for
bad.
Jeff here.
Just like a normal one.
Jesus.
Of course I would roll that. Bloody hell. Can I use my inspiration from the long resting from speaker to get advantage on that roll?
Oh, dang, I haven't used that either, actually.
You all can, yeah. It looks like
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna
think
need
I'd
it.
Yeah,
Jesus, yes.
that's a little bit better at least. Bloody hell.
Oof.
Oh, come on. Come the fuck on.
Wow.
Well, we just pretend that one didn't happen. Can I keep my first roll?
So, this is gonna get interesting. So, Whisk, who's holding Nicholas? First off,
Not it.
I mean, I'll do it, but I expect there to be some sort of like negative effect for touching a Bogart, but there's a negative effect for touching a mic in it, so fair play.
all right. So you grab Nicholas. Wow. Whoosh. You guys all whisk away through the ether. Just mist and gray light blowing past you. As I said earlier, every now and then you get a peripheral image of something familiar, and then it's gone, or someplace wondrous and insane, and then it's gone, and it's just images, and it's like passing through a shadow world all around you, just at the speed of thought. Oh my. So, let's see here. Relic, your high end roll was a 12.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Relic, you set down in front of a large stone circle on a free-floating island amidst a series of several smaller masses floating in the mist. There doesn't appear to be anyone there with you.
Well. Okay, well, I'm gonna assume that eventually, hopefully, someone will make their way to me.
All right.
Maybe.
You're just gonna
I
wait.
will just. No, I'm gonna start casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
Okay. We'll let you start doing that. Ginkgo, you, the speaker, and Nicholas, same thing. You whisk through, feeling remotely like a rocket ship. You actually land on once again, a similar, you were thinking of a similar thing, a round circular mass, free-floating island. Only this one is on a larger mass, probably a good 100 yards in radius, roughly. It's not a circle, but there's also appears to be an excavation crew of humans that look up kind of shocked to see you appear. About 5 of them.
Go on, speaker. Ask him
Alright.
what they're wearing.
I'm gonna set the
We've
Bogart
got these
down
funny,
and
hard yellow helmets.
we're gonna set the Bogart down and just kind of like set him off to the side. Just, sit here behind this tree. Don't make any noises. Just you'll be okay.
All right.
And the speaker's gonna kind of walk over to this excavation crew. Kind of what are they? Can we tell what they're digging for? Like artifacts or like natural resources or?
They appear to be digging up chunks of what you're standing on.
Can we tell what that might be?
I'll let you make an Arcana roll.
Ew.
Oh, good
no
God.
Idea. No idea at all.
You know for sure that he's definitely something.
RNGesus is against us tonight.
Very much. Very much. Very, very much.
All right. Yeah. All right. We're gonna walk over and see what they're doing closer, because I assume they're in between me and some sort of portal-y thing.
No, they're not.
Oh. Okay. Well, we're still curious.
If you walk up to them, they're going to actually hand you a pickaxe.
Oh, they assume I'm here to work.
Mhm.
Nope.
Good response. So here,
Roger was hungry, didn't you?
well, yeah, but I mean, he's going to eat people. I will say this is a possibility if you want to set him loose. However, if he morphs into a will-o-wisp before you get him to the Feywild, good luck.
I see. And what triggers that transformation? Do we know what triggers that transformation?
Enough feeding.
Eating.
Oh. Gotcha.
Yeah, you're not going to catch a will-o-wisp on the ethereal plane. So here, real quick, while you consider your possibilities, I have in mind what's happened with Jeff, but I want to let him kind of tell me what he was thinking of before I determine that entirely, to be fair. Lady Sib. I'm just going to say that you come to a stop and you are in just thick gray fog as far as you can see, like real thick, thicker than it was. You can't hear, you can't see, not sure which way is up and down. It's a little panic inducing. You did not land where you intended. You have no idea where you are.
Oof, I got thrown into the deep ethereal, didn't I?
It's possible.
I mean, I know my highest roll was a 7, but that doesn't sound like a 7. That sounds like that 3.
I'm going to say, just to be fair, you're right on the edge of it. More or less.
Oof. Oh god,
And Kyler, pretty much the same thing. You're not next to each other, you don't see each other, but when you come to a stop, you see the same thing, a deep, thick gray fog as far as you can see. You're disoriented.
I'm going to try again thinking about the Grove, because I said I think about the Grove, and god damn it, we are going to think about the Grove.
All right. So, I can roll this, or you can.
I mean, we'd just be rolling from the same sheet, so.
Oh no, this is a little different. I need you to roll a d10. I'll let you roll, just a d10.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
So you're gonna be moving for the next 30 hours
Oh, Jesus.
to get out of where you're at right now.
Oh, Jesus.
So you're trekking for the time being. I'm gonna give you this. I won't make you roll, but this is just to get out of the deep and
Okay.
back into the border.
Yeah, but I'm worried about shit like phase spiders, man. Out of character.
Oh yeah. Well, that and like ether cyclones and that type of stuff. It's just 30 hours. It's not too bad as far as deep ethereal travel goes. Kyler, what are you doing?
Okay. We all thought about the Feywild. We all ended up in different places. Oh, everyone else is somewhere and I'm not with them.
That's accurate.
This seems unwise. I can either think about them and go to them, or I can think about the Feywild and go there. They may not be in the Feywild. Of course, this is all surface level knowledge, but I want to start thinking about where we all met. specifically, like the physical location of where we met at first. Because that's where we need to go back to, not the Feywild in general, or any aspect of the grove itself, just like the specific point where we met, like the ground and everything, and start thinking about how how the terrain looked and stuff like that, and think about going there and just hold that in my brain.
Okay. Roll a d10 for me. 30 hours. You will be traveling 30 hours to breach the deep ethereal realm and back into the border. This has its own dangers. Prim's already aware, out of character, of some of the dangers. But, you know, like phase spiders, specters, ghosts, any ethereal creatures they exist here. There's also the potential threat of ether cyclones, which could spin you off in a random direction. Not that that matters too much here, but it will add significant time to your journey. Just so we're clear. She might run into Brent. Yeah. This is true.
Lol.
Boom.
She?
Oh, well, sorry, the player. Not the character.
No, because he said ghost, like in the ethereal, and that's something that I knew out of character, but I just felt like making a joke that Sibylla might run into Bryn.
Yeah, the ghost.
I mean, at this point, what are my pronouns?
Well, as a changeling, it's anything you want. At any given time. It's Kara Hook with direction.
Yeah, when I said she, I was talking about Sibylla specifically, but yeah.
So, so we have the speaker on an island with the excavators and Nicholas. We have Relic on a small island with a circle on it. We have the two of you trapped right on the edge of the deep ethereal, and nobody knows where Jeff is with Hyacinth. So the party's very scattered right now. Look, we just split the party. You guys didn't even try.
That's the that's the dangers of traveling through the ethereal plane.
Oh yes, yes. And I kind of thought that was going to happen when you guys were each individually thinking of locations. I will say, if you get together as a group again and still here and want to try that again, this would be the time for your Myconid to shine.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
We tried.
Yeah, you
Nobody listened.
They might next time.
They might next time.
But I tell you what, that gives us about 6 minutes. Do you guys want to keep going, or do you want to just go ahead and leave a cliffhanger here?
I think this is a good cliffhanger, honestly.
Okay.
That sounds good to me.
All right. So yeah, we'll leave this as a cliffhanger here. That's right, Cranky. Separate the party one by one so they're easier to pick off. I
That's
do
how I
think.
do it in video games.
Yeah. This couldn't have worked out better for me. No. No. I think we're getting into some interesting territory. There's a lot of potential here. I really hope to get all of you in the deep ethereal, because that's going to be so much fun for me.
Oof. You've already got 2 there, come on.
Oh yeah. Well, I just wouldn't feel good about throwing the really fun stuff at you if you're alone, you know.
I don't know. I'm thinking about feeding a boggart.
That's possible. He might be probably thinking about feeding himself, truth be told. But yeah,
I mean, he probably is.
he's hungry.
I'm wondering if I would be able to pacify a very full boggart before it can transform.
He is still very young, but you're really no way to be sure. Like I said, if he transforms into a will-o-wisp here in the ethereal plane, you're never going to get him. It's next to impossible considering what they are and how they act when they change.
Well, that's fine. But before he changes, I've got like 17 strikes and pacifying spores. So, aside from the optics in where it's an 800-year-old preacher beating up on a child, I'm totally good with this.
That's D&D, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we'll go ahead and call it here for the night. Thank you everyone who did join us this evening. It was a pleasure to have all of you come and share our adventures. We will return next week, 7:30 Central Standard Time, for the next chapter of Beyond the Veil of Twilight. We'll also be back Saturday with the continuation of the World of Karen. But yeah, World of Karen this Saturday. But yeah, and I think no game this Friday, so yeah, we should be good there. But yeah, thank you for those who are with us, those who will be with us, and those who have been with us in the past. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.